Hello, folks. This is Psychic Underlord coming at you with another video here late at night. My eyes are on this funeral home. A death of a world denied continuance in an era for which it had overgrown. It had already gone past the point where there was no opportunity for redemption, no way to be redeemed. And we've come into the ascension where our power is under his wings. Uh, Power uplift, the winds of change, raising our arms. Hosanna in the highest. We are going to do a video now discussing the zombie apocalypse. Those of you who are chosen ones, we thank you for tuning in to our ritual community videos, finding out more about our community, what is going on, and especially you as a chosen one or those who have begun initiation who are watching this video. You want to understand that the zombie apocalypse is real. So we ask that you subscribe so that you'll be a part of our ritual community and counted as one when the messages, emergency messages are sent, emergency videos, Mayday, that things are happening, that you're able to receive this because you've been counted among us. The signal for the tribulation years are the abundance of the zombie. Spiritual zombies and manufactured living ones that have been made zombie by circumstance or by virtue of survival. Just as we said in the other videos, the clones, deepfakes, and zombie videos, as well as the clone factory, the manufacturing side, understanding the deep discoveries of something that's not coincidental, it's not accidental, and it's not just by virtue of an evolutionary leap, but it has been designed from the destiny control matrix that we fall into these areas of personal perfection where we're coming into contact with beings that are so counter what we believe, yet we cannot pinpoint a place in our origin where our beliefs were born. We only stand in bold opposition and in righteous indignation against something that we do not know how it came to be, yet we were born into this chosen one. The crisis and trauma that is spoken of repetitively is not necessarily spoken of by the clones, who everyone wants to be, and everyone wants to coalesce with them, and everyone wants to hang with them, and everyone wants to see the power in them. Just because you're in leadership does not mean you're a clone. You can be a zombie and placed in leadership because of the trickery and the treasonousness of an ineffective system of people generation after generation not knowing where things will go, and whoever is there, we appoint them as leader. It's a survival uh, pack of people, and then when they put their heads up, you realize all these people don't belong here. All these people are wrong for what they have the opportunity to be doing. They don't even have the skills to do it. So we watch them bumble and destroy and create trauma and crisis everywhere they go. Yet they're not aware that they're ineffective. Only thing that proves that they are is what they have produced. So The deep fakes are another element of the illusion. And then the zombies around there, whether at the top or at the bottom, it is also a head fake for a chosen one to really turn your life upside down and say, why can't I have even the smallest of opportunities? Yet they're given everything, because that is the riddle of the destiny control matrix for your personal refinement, to figure out how to ascend in a system like this. So they developed, um, because of the crisis and the trauma and all these the distractions, a band of individuals who inhabit the lowest levels of vibration. And these people, have you ever seen people who are leaders who say that, oh, well, I want to look like the people. I want to look at like the people that I serve. At way down at the bottom, you're making $100,000 a year and trying to figure out how you can dress up and cosplay a crusade, cosplay a cause that you truly don't believe in, and then work with deep fake administrators that facilitate the hastening and the quickening of a lie that the people themselves, oftentimes you'll see those zombies even turn against the zombie leader and say, I won't even allow you to even prosper at our behest, because I see that you're out of the organization of the destiny control matrix. So we will unseat you in shame and in horrendous vitriol. They will take care of these people. So this is a self preservation, cannibalization system that puts things, and I just see these. Do you see the buses, how they just went across like that? That means that every direction is being the power of what's coming out through the architecture of what I'm doing here right in my car is affecting the matrix on the outside. So carefully view these and revisit them if you want to understand, and allow yourself to soften and receive the moment so that you come into the flow of the proper flow of the destiny control matrix, so that you too will begin to understand that we're looking at something much more complex than brick and mortar. So these are con artists. Zombies are con artists. They're great at getting the system to sell itself out and then to not fulfill its own contract. The nature of the zombie upholstery that covers the bottom layers of the destiny control matrix and all of its shenanigans down there is that these people will always leave you high and dry. This is why you can have a project, and we go back to occupation, we'll go back to employment, because how else do people survive? This is why my rituals are simple. I'm not saying that I want to do all these all out in left field. I'm saying that mastery of the Masonic order of the destiny control matrix we are living in, the electrical equation of this thing, means that you understand not to see something as you want it to be, but to understand what it is according to what it has produced before you and what it is giving you uh, as its orders, as its assignment, is how you are to judge what you are receiving. They are mentally conditioned to uh, extort and destroy the system, and the only thing that keeps the system running are the clones. So you're a chosen one saying, oh, I'm against all the clones, but did you realize that the clones run this whole thing? The bank managers, the CEOs, the people with the skills who are close enough to the heat to make dramatic differences that make a difference for you, whether or not the roads get fixed, whether or not the electricity is on, whether or not food gets delivered, and if it's allowed to even go down the street to make it to the shopping center where you can receive the food. These are clones. The system is built for spiritual clones to believe the lies of society. So they are these pragmatists, these optimists, the directors of organizations, the people at the top who make big decisions, who everyone says doesn't even know what's going on, who continuously believe in moving forward, pushing forward. Somewhere along the line, the people down in the zombie level need someone who's going to be able to do that. And the deep fakes don't always have enough of the mental tenacity that is required for a clone to lead a church, for a clone to lead a homeless feeding program, for a clone to lead a reading and literacy program for generations of people living in the same society, receiving the same amount of money every year, and no one learns to read any better. That's a clone. They're able to do this. Understanding your place. You're here to ascend. You're not here to try to decipher or to decode the 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 building blocks of reality. We are ascending into these places, which means that by construct is we're changing the parts. The parts are changing. So you must ascend for you. When these individuals and institutions are attacked by zombies, uh, there are lies of society, education. If you get your education, if you know this and that, you'll be given opportunity. See, this is what is being sold by the top level of the clones because it's worked for them. It does, but it's not designed. They don't tell you it's not designed to work for a chosen one, because chosen ones are born at a certain time, and they ascend, they click over to a consciousness level at a certain point in their life, and they become extremely afraid. They say, oh my God, are people after me? Is the system after me? Because I can't seem to succeed in it. Everything I'm having is starting to evaporate. What do I do? Because I can't hide. I can't run. I can't hide. The system is after you if you do not ascend. Family, the lies of family. Have your children, get married, everything white picket fence, religion, go to church and believe in, go down on your knees, believe in God. If you get a good job with paying benefits, and I want my PTO time and my days off and my vacation time and golden parachute. It's all worked for them, and none of it has worked for you. It's always been a hodgepodge, late bloomer, out of season, sometimes the flavor of the day. Next, now you're not the flavor of the day for a year. Now you're going in and out of life. You can't seem to keep focused because you can't seem to negotiate the survival quotient of living in this lie while deciding, do I want to live a lie like these people? That's how deep this gets. The zombies attack. The system manufactures more resources for clones. So what it does is, once they destroy, because of their ambivalence and lack of mobility and lack of desire and initiative and lack of work ethic, everything that you work so hard to get that you can't get, the zombies can't get it either. So then at a certain point, the heat builds to a certain point in the destructiveness of society, that the cost to be able to maintain the erudite conditions of a cloned world of fascinating middle income, middle class, all of these things, the keywords that they throw out at you that you're supposed to kind of salivate when you hear it. You kind of want that. You're never able to get it. So the zombies, the Destiny Control Matrix will produce and manufacture more resources for clones. So those clones get those resources to either manufacture people into clones. Oh, we're going to take a person with fresh out of jail with a drug problem, give them a six-figure job, and then give them all this stuff, and we're going to allow them to ride around in a freaking Lamborghini, and now all the world is right, is what they're going to say. Not realizing that the chosen ones are conscious of the inside and outside, of how you've tried so hard to become a good person. You wanted to refine yourself. You wanted to get out of this stuff. You didn't want to live a fake life. You wanted to be real, and they didn't let you be real. They didn't let it become real for you. So the clones take money from the zombies and they tax them. They say, okay, well, since we're going to do this and manufacture clones and put another zombie leader up here who doesn't even have a fifth grade reading level, we're going to tax you guys and give you guys, instead of $50 parking tickets, we're going to make it $100 parking tickets. And they nod and go right along with it. And the zombies force an increase. So the money, the increase that comes into the hands of clones goes, look at this, right back into the system. So it is a self hand washing system. It takes care of itself. It supports itself. It believes in what it does. There's no mistake. So the deep fakes are the mediator between clones and zombies. Zombies are extorted by the deep fakes. Well, you know, if you want to get that school, that recreation center in your very extremely poor neighborhood, because if I can help you in this way, you can just keep doing what you're doing. You're not going to have to question about where you are, because the system has figured out how to manufacture a zombie into a clone, but they have not figured out how to manufacture a clone into a zombie, because that clone is always going to keep popping up to the top, because that's exactly how they've been constructed from the foundation of the Destiny Control Matrix. So they can add more, but those ones they put down there, they're just going to pop right back up, as crazy as it sounds. So putting down clones or thinking that clones are the enemy, that's not the case. It's made that way. The system, when they say it's been made unequal, it's been designed this way, that's exactly true in many, many instances. So zombies are extorted by deepfakes in exchange for their acts of forcing increase from the system. So by you destroying and making it so that we had to get another $5 million so that we can pave these roads, so that we can drive our cars down this road to this building, so that we can have a high paying job at this place, we're going to have to close this other school. So then people say, okay, well, we'll get the road, we'll just close the school. And then that keeps going on and on and on ad infinitum until it hits a head again. It explodes. Then the clones get more money. They up the ante, increase in one area, then decrease in another. So the dissatisfaction is built into the Destiny Control Matrix, because you're a chosen one. You're an initiate. You're supposed to ascend anyway. None of this should bother you. You should be focused on your spiritual path. That's not what clones are talking about. How to better themselves, how to be righteous. That's crazy to them. So they force increase from the system, and this is perceived as punishment for zombies, but a reward for the clones. So the clones at the top, who are protected by the system, once the deepfakes come back to them and say, The zombies have accepted it. The zombies have accepted the new road and the closing of the school. Isn't that great? And then there is a sigh of relief. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's so going to be so good for them, is what the clone perceives or says. But the reality, as you know it, as according to this explanation and according to what you've seen over and over again, that's just not the case. So zombies are manufactured to inhabit a low existence. And that's in every culture, every place in the world, where they are encouraged to reproduce by having sex constantly. They are obsessed. Zombies are sexually promiscuous and they are obsessed with sex. They don't see any other purpose in life. So they're just like insects or any other type of creature because of the pathology that sex is the route to purpose, which is a falsehood. But they can't find any other place. They can't see it in anywhere else. You may have discovered after your promiscuity that you said, I must go higher spiritually and figure out what my assignment is because I know this is not it. So they seek escapism as a resource, drugs. Zombies are alcoholics, drug addicts, prostitutes, promiscuous people who are constantly looking for sex, constantly looking for who they can have sexual relations with or who can they have an escapism with, friends, anything that they escapism. How can we dress up, go out somewhere, be a part of this, a part of that? This is why they are the fabric of the economic destiny control matrix, the upholstery. It's just a material that just covers the whole landscape. As you drive and move, you start to see people just moving through this thing, being able to offload money. And this, what does this do? It produces what they call servitude. People to serve these people. This is a big thing. This is why we're not escaping it. We're understanding how to negotiate with the clones and to ascend in the process as the dominant overseers of the new kingdom here on earth. Destroying zombies signals a new economic reality. When you see that the news is obsessed with who died today, how many deaths, and how much money they instantaneously click over into the hands of deep fakes, police who are dealing as a wall against what has produced their own pay. It is the economic status of the constant ebb and flow. That system will maintain as we ascend. We're not here to retrofit the destiny control matrix. The thing is, our ideals will become better. When we have people who are ascended in places of power, what comes down from on high is going to be a higher quality, a higher perspective on life, a higher sense of integrity. So, what is coming as command is coming down from an ascended mindset, from the mindset of someone who's not thinking about themselves because they've already been through the ascension initiation process. So, they are more concerned with doing a 100% great job according to what is being able to then instruct them to move forward through the obstacles of the destiny control matrix and implement better protocols that are applied to each and every last one of these Masonic touch points as they move through the society and in a state of authority. So when they start dying, when you see the death rate, when they talk about breast cancer, they talk about these kind of people, emphysema, lung disease, hypertension, high blood pressure, the biggest things that are killing people are often, as they say, 80% of the time, lifestyle oriented decisions. That means that in the programming of the zombies, of the deep fakes, of the clones, these things are being put there before these people. And if you say 80%, that means 20% are uncontrolled. So that could be that because the zombies are part of the major economic side of the system, that it could be hitting them more because there are more of them. And they have to contend with, just like they talked about cigarette advertising. What other things are being advertised around us that now is just become commonplace? It used to be that fast food, they used to have to really work hard to advertise. They used to advertise all the time. Now it's just become such an inevitability of distribution that fast food has become a part of people's normal daily diet. It's not a thing where they have to convince you to try it. So, this is a resource in the destruction of the destruction of the zombies, because that signals the offloading of the money that hits the hand of clones. Deep fakes cannot cut checks. They don't cut checks themselves. Deep fakes receive money from those clones. And those are the ones you want to interface with. Those are the ones that you will interface with if you're concerned in the career and social mobility aspects of the layers that you're getting from psychicunderlord.com. The things that you apply, if that's why I suggest having all your rituals written down so you can see them structurally, what you have done to yourself, not just for receiving here and there, because once you get money, it's it's really not a whole lot, for you to really go after. You have to This is why people go after significance. They're going after meaning. They want to achieve things, to have positive outcomes, and have people speak highly of them. People reference their name with high regard. These are opening doors for people, natural, organized doors, not through monster.com or through LinkedIn, but through true social scenes, interactions, meeting with people, being invitations, knowing what things to look for, pursuing these doorways. And then when you're in the doorways, knowing what is actually on you and actually what you want to accomplish, so that you have purpose, and you're getting all these wonderful endorphins and wonderful feelings because you're pursuing things that are going to make a difference in life. And that's where we want to be as a ritual community. Uh, so zombie destruction is apocalypse because their destruction signals great calamity and pain, great social upheaval, and great offloading of capital into the hands of clones. And in that moment, as an advisory indicating where those funds should be applied in order to ensure future prosperity and stability. And as these things start to change, and as more clones are created, because just like we said, we take a zombie, make them into a clone, that doesn't mean that they'll be running an office. They'll just be a clone that we're able now to fashion them into a new structure. They will have their own problems. They will have all these other things. It's not going to solve all their problems, but we have a solution to be able to work with the Masonic touchstones in the improvement of our condition, in our ascended evolution. So I thank you so much for watching this video. Please visit us at psychicunderlord.com. Thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube page. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon, talking to you, and having more conversations about the occult and the ascended heavenly lifestyle. Thank you very much.